Good morning, ladies. First of all, let me just honestly say that I'm a little touched this morning. And I want to go ahead and start this off just simply by apologizing for having to come on my platform and ask you all for this help. I know there may be a lot of fakes out here that don't like me, but I know there is at least 3 to 5 of you all that do truly support me and want to help me. So I have a situation. I just want to, briefly discuss it respectfully. I'm not asking for any money. I don't need any money. Let me say that up front. I don't need anything monetary. I apologize, y'all, because I am a little emotional and I'm a little overwhelmed. I didn't want to share this part of my life, but I got into a head-on collision and I'm a little touched right now. I can be honest about that. Um, I'm a little touched. But I have a situation that I'm just asking, what do you think I should do, or what is the best direction? There's a woman by the name of Andria Curry that has played part, a middle woman part on both sides of a situation to hinder me, and in some small parts make it appear as if she's trying to help me. When I got in this collision, I intentionally kept it discreet into myself and just dealt with things. Why? Because it happens in life, it happens. So she's been so adamant about coming to my house. I know people know that I have moved, I've relocated, and I know they're trying to verify where I live. And um it's not to my recent discovery of finding out that she's been, being a doll, bringing a bone to me to be able to take things back. And of course this does have to do with Antonio and his mess, his shenanigans and things of that nature. Let me just say it. On Wednesday, Drika Antonio has a federal situation. The feds are in his life. And I know, those of you all that don't know it, like I've told you before, that's why I kept certain readings away from my channels, because of things that I did not want to be associated with and people I did not want to be involved with. Um, But this is the thing. Andrika and Antonio's family is now trying to encourage me, manipulate me. She's a professional counselor, by the way. You can look her up on Facebook and you can see it about her. And that's what I've been telling y'all in these readings since these things have been taking place in my life, to try to help other women see women like, Andrika, because they pose as friends, but you sometimes may not know, at least in the beginning, of why a person is sent to you, coming around you. Unbeknownst to me, she's sent by his mom because of things that his mom is illegally doing and attached to. And, of course, people have tried to use my name, especially my platforms, and stage things to make it look like I had some sort of obsession with Antonio. And I know some of y'all ladies definitely know that I have moved on. I'm definitely over. I actually use, the spirit of Antonio to be helpful in the reading when I see other women dealing with something that I've already dealt with. The feds have already cleared me, and it's been a couple years, but they will communicate with me. The other day, what she didn't know, they were listening to that phone call. His mom and her want me to call the feds on him and work with the feds and locking him up. When I say I'm overwhelmed, y'all, I think the only reason I'm overwhelmed is because, like I said, after that collision, I'm definitely blessed to be alive. I am blessed to still have my life. But I was just thinking, like, why now is his mom, why drinking them now saying, Can you go back and work with the feds and tell them what he's done? I don't know what that man has done, what he does, and what he is doing. Not only do I not know, I don't care. I don't care. So that's where it stands with her. When I found out Draco was a fake person, I'm going to just say it. Two people reached out to me, a person that she's biologically related to, and someone else that was once in close association with her, and gave me a heads up. I met Andrika when I worked at Advance America, a check cashing place, when she used to write checks, borrow money from the check cashing. That's how I met her over 20 something years ago. That was in 2003, I believe, or like, no, that might have been like 2002 when I met her. And so when we met, it was on like, not so friendly terms, because she needed to hurry up and write her check, but the store wasn't open, but I was outside waiting. Nonetheless, y'all, she came back months later apologizing. We just kind of, let bygones be bygones from a misunderstanding back then. So we've kept in touch. When I left Florence, because that's where that started. When I left Florence and moved to Columbia, we would just text every once in a while saying hey, and, things like that. How's everybody going? How things going with you and, Nosha, which is my daughter, and things like that. But um, this is where I am with Andrika. Am I wrong for letting her husband know about an affair that she's been having with a man that she went to high school with? I have the text messages. It's like I was telling my little sister this morning. I do have a sister, y'all. I definitely kept her very hidden and discreet in this right here, because my life has been so messy, because I didn't know Antonio's life, and people have tried to manipulate me, like Andrika, emotionalize me when I've had vulnerable situations, family members that have died, when I've gotten into car accidents. They've tried to catch me at a vulnerable state to make me make a choice or a decision, or involve me in things that I have no involvement with. Now, I'm typically not a petty type of payback kind of person, but when I was talking to my sister, and let me go back here, she and I were discussing Andrika, and she was saying, how would she like it if Lamont found out that she was sleeping with his cousin for the last 3 years? And my sister said, sis, you should tell him. You should even tell him the things that you know about his daughter because of Andrika. My sister was saying I should play the same dirty hand that she has tried to play to me. And that's my thing, ladies, in closing. So that's what I'm asking for help on. I don't want to make an emotional move. And that's what happened to my arm. I have let's just call it a situation going on in my hand because of that collision, as well as some other stuff. And that's why, I'm not going to show my face for a little while, ladies. Also, let me say that because I have some bad bruising to my face, all the airbags deployed, so I don't really look the same. And I'm slowly but surely trying to, address that. Yeah. So that's that. Um Everything. See, that's the thing. My sister was saying, look at how nice I have been within these 5 years, because I've had so many opportunities with everybody. With everybody. Even Antonio's mama, even his stepdad, even his brother, even, people that he have children from. I've had so many opportunities to return the same favor to them that they have been trying to strategically manipulate and get me on. Thank you for my prayers of recovery. I appreciate that. So my sister was saying, she said, sis, I think you've been too nice to everybody. She said, and I think the reason why everybody is comfortable thinking that they have gotten over or they're able to get over on you because you just fall back when you find out who they are, what they do, and what they're involved in, which is true. I'm not really that person to retaliate. And if I do, I really wouldn't speak, let it be known. I wouldn't say it. But I was going through my phone and I was just like, why would she be so ignorant as a counselor, a professional counselor? All this social work degree, all this counseling education that you have. Why would you be so dumb and try to play with me when I could easily expose you? So my sister asked me, I did send my sister the information. Now I'm not gonna lie about that. My sister is going to mail it to his daughter, her husband Lamont's daughter, his daughter's mom, her side of the family, her daughter's stepdaddy, his side of the family, and things of that nature. So she said no. She said, sis, they don't deserve, and those, and I'm gonna be honest, Drika don't, I tell people and they always think I'm lying. They always think I'm lying. When Drika was on that phone asking me to get back involved with the feds, but to turn on Antonio, I said, why would I do that? I don't have anything to do with them people's business. I don't have anything to do with that mama, the brother, him, that wife, them. She was telling me about the young girls Antonio was involved with. I don't have nothing to do with any of that. Now all of a sudden, you want to switch narratives. But see, that's how people do when they try to play both sides. So my sister said, no, I'm not going to allow you to be nice this time. She said, I'm going to do it. She said, send it to me. I'm going to send it certified mail, regular mail, UPS mail, as well as overnight mail. She's going to send all these text messages and pictures. And I'm sure Sly Wife going to find out now as well, too, because she going to reach out to Sly Wife. And the things that she was saying in the text messages, how she told her, her side dude, which is somebody else's husband, she's married as well, telling her side dude that he's the only man that has made her come multiple times. I'm not lying. Here these messages go right here if y'all can see them. I'm not like, well, it's just some of them. Those some of the ones I sent to her this morning. I'm not lying, screenshot them, read them yourself. So after, I'm not gonna lie, after I did it, I said, well, Candy, should you go that far with it? Should you go that far with it? Or should you let your sister get involved and go this far with it? So I called her back. I said, sis, I said, hold up. Just hold up, hold up. She said, no, I'm not going to do it. She said, I'm not going to let you talk me out of it. She said, because I'm tired of them. She said, Drika is a 48-year-old woman. She's a professional counselor. She said, just like everybody else roll in these, she said, just like everybody else, the roles they have tried to play to you and the nice hand that you have been to them, and you could have destroyed these people. She said, no, be the trouble to her that she has tried to be to you discreetly. So in closing, ladies, I'm going to let y'all put y'all advice down there in the comments. I just want to say, be careful when you try to play both sides. Be careful when you try to play both sides. See, I was thinking that too. My sister has the outside perspective. Yep. Be careful when you try to play both sides and when you don't know a person knows who you are and the feds are asking them to keep talking. When I got off that phone, that agent said, block her. Don't talk to her anymore. We have enough. Block her. Because she's trying to distract you. She was even trying to emotionalize me, telling me no, sure. And that's what made me feel some sort of way. Saying how my daughter wasn't resting because I got into this car accident. And, my daughter wants to take care of me. No, that's not even the case. But just trying to capitalize off of my vulnerability, a vulnerable moment. Sending Chloe, I know she mailed that chair to verify or to check and see if I was still at the last residence that she knew. And that's what the feds have been putting together too. These people want to know exactly where I live so they can see if I live alone. She's so adamant about coming here, going to get something to eat, feeding me. It's been just so much. And for those of you all that's going to say, well, why'd you keep talking to her? When the feds got in my life, I was told who to keep and who not to keep around because they were looking into those people's lives as well. Yes, she is blocked as of Wednesday. I didn't know who Drika was. Like, I didn't know who she was connected to, shall I say, when we first reconnected about 4 or 5 years ago on the phone, because we usually just used to communicate and speak through social media. But as things started unfolding, that's when I was told who she was and how to interact with her. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want to say that, and I hope that not only me sharing this small part of my story, my life, not only y'all giving me advice, but I hope it helps you as a woman, in case you find yourself in a situation like this. Because we have to be as wise as a serpent, but as gentle as a dove. But I want to tell anybody that's so backstabbing, double-minded, deceitful, play both sides of life with people, or play both sides of the story, on your side 1 minute, on their side the next minute. You got to be careful when y'all think y'all are being slick and getting over somebody. Because guess what? God knows how to get you. There is always going to be some sort of consequence and repercussion to your double-mindedness in life, your deceit. Now, of course, I had dreams about Drika. I'm not even going to lie. I also asked her, I bluntly asked her, and I show, even when I was showing the feds, I was asking her, do you know Antonio? Do you know his family? You know, why do I have these dreams about you? I can screenshot, I keep all of this, and I was giving it to them. Her blatant lies, I don't know them people, and trying to play me like God was not speaking to me, and God did not show me that about her. You got to be careful, ladies, of women like that, or just people in general, because they think because they're smarter, educated, that you won't pick up on them, and that's what it is. So I don't know if she has any involvement with, you know, his family and these illegal endeavors. But let me tell some of you other young women that watch me and play around in this little Antonio situation, y'all better mind yourself. Y'all better mind yourself how y'all get involved and engage in that mess. Y'all better mind yourself. Because these feds are not done. Y'all better mind yourself. And I'm going to say something to Antonio, mama, Miss Shirley. You play a devious, demonic, deceitful, highly deceptive game towards your own child. You are a corrupt little mama. You are a mammy to me. Whether that boy ever finds out who you are, and there is no way that Antonio don't know your evil and wicked deeds that you have done against him as your own flesh and blood. But it's your husband's mistress and mistresses that initially put me and these feds on game about you. You need to check yourself as well, Miss Shirley. And I believe God got something particular about you and your life. Now, remember now, you didn't beat cancer one time. Don't be surprised if it shows back up in your life, because you got a lot of wickedness in you, lady. You think your hands are unseen, and you think the strategic steps that you have done, even that mess Andrika said on the phone the other day about my life and y'all threatening my life, you better be careful. Because older people go to jail. Older people get arrested. Older people do prison time. And if you get it, I would never feel sorry for you. Your black, light-skinned ass deserves it. Drika, everything that comes to you that makes your life fall apart, I hope Lamont does find out. Whether my sister mails this stuff to him and Barbara or not, if he finds out how dirty, shysty, conniving, and how much of a cheater you are and have been to him, so what? So what? So what? You should have been a decent person to yourself. Being a decent person to yourself would have allowed you to not try to play those games with me that you didn't even know I was on from day one. And you got a few people that don't like you, and several people speak ill against you, your reputation, and your character, and your conduct. People you work with that you don't even know I know. People in your family, in case you see this message. Ladybugs, I'm not going to take up any more of y'all time. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for your prayers. It may take me a while to show my face. Again, I got to go through a lengthy you know, procedures. I got to go through some procedures to get my face, you know, to where I'm comfortable with it. I love y'all. For those of y'all that truly support not just me, my channel, and my work, I appreciate y'all just as much as you all appreciate me. Have a good day. Happy Saturday again. Just let me know your thoughts. I definitely need prayers. If you do, that's fine. If you don't, that's still fine. I'm not really soliciting prayers, and I don't really ask the folk to pray for me, but I do appreciate those of you all that genuinely do. But just let me know your thoughts. Let me say one more thing. Don't get close to people's family. Don't get close to people's family. Have a respectful boundary. Ladies, have a respectful boundary. Hey and bye. Don't eat people's food. My sister was saying, why she keep asking to feed you so much? You need to go and get you some good food. I don't know what Drika was planning to do. I don't know. It just seems so weird. Just every time it's something about eating. But just early this year, she's trying to get me on, what's that thing called, on Ozempic. I don't even do medicine like that. But my sister said, why? And when she hung up that second time, they asked me to call her back. So I called her back to have a second conversation with her to make her more comfortable. Oh, yeah, let me say this right here, too. Hold on a minute. In case any of y'all being messy stuff. Be mindful of doing the devil's work and you are employed. Be mindful of doing the devil's work and you are employed. You have an employer, meaning you got a boss. Your ass sitting up on the cell phone, using the job phone for the devil's work, and it can be tracked, monitored, and traced back, and your job is compromised, like Andrika. T-Fed's gonna take care of all of that. Be mindful, those of you all go to college, get this education, y'all go get these licenses, y'all got these degrees, but you're doing the devil's work. Be mindful when your hand is caught. You never know how God is going to allow it to fall back in your life. So Lamont, if you watching this, you better be mindful, honey. Because y'all might be down to one income because it's going to be very hard for her to find a job. Because your license is going to be challenged. Peace and blessing. Great day. My loves, ladybugs. I appreciate y'all. Namaste.